one area. But again, your basic question, what about all these restraints post-speech, that is after you've spoken, the threat that a person could be prosecuted? This is very disturbing. Yes, it is.
Because I gave you the example of the Ashoka University professor who put out a Facebook post on Operation Sindoor, is picked up by the police, finds himself therefore in the lockup, and eventually the Supreme Court grants him his freedom. But he does spend those few days in his lockup. And you emphasize in your book, dissent as the safety valve of democracy. In your book, in one of your speeches, you say, the employment of state machinery to curb dissent instills fear and creates a chilling atmosphere on free speech, which violates the rule of law and detracts from the constitutional vision of a pluralistic society. The destruction of spaces for questions and dissent destroys the basis of all growth. It almost seems that we've criminalized dissent in this country. Is this again the difference between a constitution which guaranteed your right of free speech subject to reasonable restrictions and the reality on the ground where any policeman or any citizen can today file a complaint and get you picked up?
Well, yes and no. I mean, as I said, this is a very disturbing trend. But at the same time, the reality of our political system is that you have shrill voices on all ends of the political spectrum. So I'm not as cynical or as pessimistic to say that, well, you know, we have curbed dissent altogether. You still have dissenting voices expressed in the political spectrum all across the country. But yes, there are these examples where people are, you know, arrested and for speech which was considered not to be very palatable to a section of our society. And there, I believe, you know, courts have to be very vigilant, because if an application is moved for personal liberty, that application has to be dealt with immediately. And there again, I believe, though there may be two opinions on what I'm just going to say, that a distinction has to be made between different kinds of speech. Mm-hmm. Political speech, for instance, must have the highest priority in a political system, because political speech goes to the heart of democracy. There's also, Rajdeep, a little bit of a responsibility, by a little bit, quite a significant responsibility which was cast on the speakers as well. Mm-hmm. What's happening today with the social media is that, you know, there is an incentive to spread invective, and there is an incentive to be rude, to spread hatred, to spew venom, because, you know, it will have tremendous public